Last year, I did a video about how much $100 can sustain you in Accra, or in Ghana, if you visit Ghana with just $100 at hand, how much can it sustain you? In that particular video, I did explain and also brought out a lot of things that can really drain you when you bring only $100 to Ghana. If you want to live, stay here for a month. I just want you to, that particular video was on my old channel, which got deleted. I want to re-upload this video once again so that you get to know how much $100 can sustain you in Ghana. If you decide to stay for a month or more, how much do you actually need? Well, stay tuned and watch that particular episode. The question for today is, are you willing to travel to Ghana in December or just this month? And what's your budget? Is it $100, $20 or more? Well, imagine you want to travel to Ghana and you are thinking of how much money should I take to Ghana for me to live comfortably. Well, I am going to take you through what you have to expect before you even think of coming to Ghana. That is all I want to discuss for today. So, as an expatriate in Accra, if you want to live a sustainable life, if you want to live a comfortable life with a budget of $100, it depends on several factors: your spending habits, and the kind of things you want to pursue when you come to Ghana. Imagine you came to Ghana, or you are thinking of coming to Ghana with just $100. What are the things that will let you know that your money isn't enough? I'm going to take my time to explain everything to you, take you through the process so that you get to understand everything. First of all, let's talk about, I've written everything down. I'm going to break them down for all of us to understand. Imagine you are coming to Ghana. First of all, you have to think of your accommodation, where you have to live. Do you want to sleep in a hotel or a guest house, or you rent an apartment where you'll be living in? It depends on your criteria. So whatever you have in mind, that will determine how much you have to spend on that as well. Imagine you are thinking of coming to Ghana and then you are also thinking of accommodation. Rent alone. Let's talk about rent alone. If you are thinking of staying in Accra when you come to Ghana with just $100 and you want to stay in Accra, then that $100 cannot get you a rent because it is way expensive in Accra and also in Kumasi as well. Way expensive. So in areas where you can get a low budget guest house or hotel to sleep, unless you move to places like the central region, somewhere, let's say part of Cape Coast, Winneba, Swedro, Kaswa, and Amasaman, those areas. But if you think of staying in Accra, for instance, then your $100 cannot get you a place to sleep. If you want a high place, then like Moving Peak, those high hotels, if you want such hotels, then I'm sorry, your money cannot get you that. Unless perhaps if you brought, maybe you brought just $100 to Ghana and you want to stay in Accra where business is booming, transportation is very easy to get. You want to see nice places in Accra and you are willing to stay here in Accra, then unless you share a room with someone where that person brought $100, you also brought $100. So you take part of the money to rent either a hostel or a low budget guest house. And in the middle of Accra, you cannot get such guest house or hotel to sleep in because the least, those who charge in cities, the least you can get is at least 1,000 cedis per night. 1,000 per night. So imagine you're paying that, you take 50% of your money for just rent. Then I'm sorry, you'll be left out with zero at the end of the month. Let's talk about food. Food as well. If you are willing to eat out every day with just $100 per month, then you can get about 10 to 15 meals at mid-range, 10 to 15 meals at mid-range restaurants, or you go to the streets. So first of all, the mid-range restaurants. So these are pictures of mid-range restaurants. These are not fancy restaurants, so their food prices are very low. So you can get at least 30 cedis for one plate of jollof rice, or banku, 30 banku plus tilapia or goat meat. It's very affordable. But if you go to the higher or the bigger restaurants, like the Papayas and the rest, to get food, you're going to pay high to get food. 50 cedis, 100 cedis, 120, thereabout. It depends on what you want. And you can also go to the streets and get yourself wache or kenke. So these are pictures that you are seeing right now, wache or kenke. Any other food that is not all that expensive, you can get it. But if you are going to eat out at a restaurant, then you have to prepare well, because imagine you eat 3 times a day and maybe you go to a bigger restaurant where their prices are very high, their food prices are very high, and you go there and you're paying 120 for a bowl of for a plate of jollof or fried rice. Afternoon, you went there again, you pay the same money, 120, but this time around you took it home. Evening, the same price again. How much are you spending on food alone? So in less than 2 weeks, you realize your $100 is coming down. So if you are willing to stay in Accra for just a month with just $100, then try going to the streets and get yourself food which are not so expensive. Or perhaps you can also prepare your food at home and you eat very comfortably. Now, if you are going to do groceries with just $100 per month, it can get you basic groceries like rice, beans, and vegetables for just about 2 to 3 weeks. So your first 2 to 3 weeks, let's say your first 3 weeks in Accra, in your last week, which is the fourth week, maybe you'll be preparing to leave and go back to your country or wherever you came from. For the 3 weeks that you'll be staying in Accra, for the 3 weeks that you'll be staying in Accra, you have to make sure you buy certain things that you'll be needing: food, rice, beans, vegetables, fruits. Store them. For the fruit, you can store them in your fridge, and then for the rice, store them so that it doesn't go bad early. And you prepare them once you are still in Ghana. You prepare them afternoon, morning, afternoon, evening. But if you don't want to do that and then you base your money or your budget solely on eating out, then I'm sorry. So if you're going to do groceries, yes, you can get rice, but not the bigger sack. Below 50 kg, you can get that to buy. 25 kg, you can also get that, but it's not all that expensive. I hope you're getting it. So now the third thing is transportation. Now for transportation alone, I'm telling you, Ghana is a place where, or Accra is a place where if you don't have enough money on you for transportation, then I'm sorry, you are going to cry. Why am I saying this? We have a lot of trotro running through Accra all the time. So these are the trotro I'm talking about. And we also have Ubers and Yangos, boats also running through Accra. Taxis also do the same. Most people do not opt for Yango, boats, and Uber. Few people go for taxis. Majority of Ghanaians go for trotro. Why? Because it is not all that expensive when you compare that to taxi. People also don't take Uber, the boat, those private kind of transportation. They don't prefer because we are not used to it. But when you are coming to Ghana and then you are on a budget of just $100, then do not go for the taxis because let's say if you are from Osu going to, let's say, 37, Trot can charge you about 4 cities or 5 cities. But taxi, if you chartered the taxi to take you to 37 from Osu, they can charge you for like about 20 cities or 25 cities. The west is 30 cities, which is not all that far, a very short distance. So if you are someone who want to enjoy, if you want to see how our transportation network is and how if you want to feel Ghana proper, then join the trot show. If you're not going to a place where you have to get there very urgently and you are just going to a random place just to see how the place looks like, go with the trot show. You have a feel of Ghana when you're in a trot show. Yes, that is what we call Ghana proper. So that alone is enough. But if you're going to do Bolt or Uber or Django all the time, or taxis all the time, then you blend the two together so that at least you can save more money with you. Not only that, what about other expenses? Other expenses, utilities, water. If I say utilities, I'm talking about the water, electricity, internet. No, Ghana, it is very expensive. Our telecommunication networks are charging very high for data. You can buy 1 gig, just 1 gig gigabyte of data for about 30 cities or 25 cities. I do not want to mention any telecommunication network here, but some of them, their data packages are very high. So if you're going to go for that, if you're going to use your own phone to be browsing on the internet, maybe watch videos, upload videos, then try other internet cafe. Vodafone or now Telecel cafe is not all that expensive. You can locate them at Circle and also in Accra. Go there, pay at least 10 cedis for about 1 hour or so, 2 hours. And then you can browse, watch videos, upload videos, download videos, and then you're good to go. But if you're willing to buy your own data and then be uploading, then I'm sorry. You buy even 1 gig, and it is very slow too at times. So if you buy if you buy more data, you realize you are ending up losing your data. Your money is also gone forever. You won't get it back, and you cannot fulfill whatever you're willing to use the data for. So that alone is not advisable if you want to live in Ghana with a budget of $100 and you're going to buy data all the time. Try the internet cafes. That would be so good for you. And in Ghana, we don't have phone bills. It's not all that popular here, so I won't talk about that. But let's talk about utility. You can buy ECG credit for 20 cities, 30 cities, and in less than a week, it gets finished. But you don't understand. So if you're coming to Ghana and then you want to rent a place or you go for a hostel, please make sure you factor your utility bills also. If you're in a hotel, then you are safe because you're not going to pay for those things. They charge everything together and then you pay at a go. So if you're going to rent a house or book or buy a house in Ghana, factor in your utility bills as well. Now, miscellaneous. Miscellaneous. $100 per month can get you some basic entertainment, souvenirs, or unexpected expenses in Accra, Ghana. So maybe you're just walking on the streets and then you saw bull fruits like this. You saw this bull fruit and then you want to buy. Yes, you can buy. It's not that expensive. Or you saw someone selling yogurt like this. They are seen on the screen and then you want to buy. It's not also expensive. You can get it. But at least prepare from 5 Ghana cedis upwards. Because now on the streets of Accra, anything at all that you see, you cannot get at least 3 cedis or 4 cedis. From 5 cedis upwards that you're going to get. So in summary, as an expatriate, you might find it challenging to sustain yourself on $100 per month in Accra. This amount can cover basic expenses for about 1 to 2 weeks, depending on your lifestyle. All this that I'm saying doesn't mean Accra is not a better place to live in. No, Accra is very lively, a very cool place to visit. But make sure you budget well before coming. So in all, how much do you need if you want to live in Accra comfortably as an expatriate? Then prepare at least from $500 to $1,200. Use that as your budget when coming to Ghana and you want to live in Accra. But if you want to live in Central Region, Volta Region, some part of Brong Region, then, or even the northern part of Accra, Ghana, then for that one, you can at least budget $500. But for Accra itself, where things are very expensive here, then don't go for low budget. Budget very high, at least $1,000 to $1,200. That can help you live a comfortable life in Accra, Ghana, the capital of Ghana. Thank you for watching this video. Are you willing to travel to Ghana next week? Or you have been preparing to come next month? I don't know for you. So thank you for watching this video. Subscribe to the channel. This is still the same channel. I just changed the name from accommodation.